video, I'll explain the concept of legacy burdens, which comes from the school of psychotherapy called internal family systems, or IFS. And stop until the end of this video as I'll share an important exercise with you. Now, a legacy burden is a belief, emotion or sensation that doesn't come from your own life experience, but the experience of your parents, grandparents, great-grandparents and so forth. For example, Taryn's paternal grandparents were first-generation immigrants who came to the UK with nothing, but his grandfather worked incredibly hard and eventually bought a house, started a business and sent his children to university. For as long as he can remember, Taryn understood, if I want to make something of my life, I have to work twice as hard as everyone else. So this belief was passed down from his grandfather to his father and then to Taryn. So legacy burdens are the feelings, beliefs and behaviours that originate from the lives of your ancestors. They're your family habits or rules that are passed down via various methods, including dominant family narratives, cultural messages and conditioning. Now let's look at an example of a legacy burden that wasn't passed down via a family narrative or via conditioning. Albert never spoke of the atrocities he experienced in a Nazi concentration camp, yet his son Martin has always lived with a constant anxiety that he's not safe. Now Martin lived a comfortable middle-class life with no emotional scars or traumas, so there's no apparent reason for him to feel unsafe. So how was Albert's trauma passed to Martin? Research has shown that trauma doesn't change your DNA, but the science of epigenetics shows that trauma can change the expression of a gene. So this means the genes for depression, anxiety, PTSD and addictions can be turned on by early life adversity, and this change in gene expression can be passed on to the next generation and the next and the next and so forth. This is called epigenetic memory. For example, research by Rachel Yehuda has shown that children of Holocaust survivors are more likely to have PTSD, depression and anxiety. Yehuda's research has also shown that children born to women who survived the September the 11th terrorist attacks had unusually low levels of stress hormone cortisol. Now this is a key feature that researchers are coming to associate with PTSD. So your experiences during your lifetime, especially traumatic ones, can have a very real impact on your family for generations to come. So to clarify, legacy burdens can be passed down epigenetically through changes in gene expression and can also be passed down via the dominant family narrative, cultural messages and conditioning. Exercise. Find your legacy burdens. You're going to need a pen and paper for this exercise, and feel free to pause the video when needed. Start by drawing out your family tree and include siblings, parents, great-grandparents, aunties, uncles and so forth. There are likely to be some gaps in your knowledge, but add as much as you can. Illustrate males as a square and females as a circle. So your diagram may look something like this. Now highlight what you know about each family member, such as trauma, alcohol abuse, anxiety, depression, domestic abuse and so forth. Add as much information as you can to your diagram. Notice any repeating patterns and highlight what you notice. So your diagram may end up looking something like this. Now choose an ancestral vulnerability that also resides in you and has influenced your life, for example PTSD, anxiety and so forth. Turn your attention inside and pay attention to your vulnerability. Notice your vulnerability in, on or around your body and ask the following questions. What percentage of this vulnerability belongs to me and what percentage belongs to my parents or someone else from my family? If more than 50% belongs to your parents or another family member, it's likely you're dealing with a legacy burden. Then follow with another question. Would the part or parts that carry this burden be willing to let go of the percentage that doesn't belong to me? Tune into your body and see if you can get an answer. Let me know how you got on with this exercise in the comments below. To find out more about internal family systems, click on the video on the screen now, and I look forward to seeing you soon.